3,000 years beneath the earth, in darkness, in silence, hidden within the body of this world was a secret so profound, so earth-shattering, that when it finally surfaced, all of history would have to be rewritten. And that day has come, beneath the sands of the African desert. Deep under layer upon layer of ancient earth, something had been sleeping, something no one had dared to imagine. For thousands of years, people walked across this land. They built roads above it. They raised children above it. Not one of them knew what lay beneath their feet. In late 2023, a team of archaeologists working in the Nubian desert of Sudan noticed something strange, an unusual temperature differential detected deep below the surface. Satellite imagery confirmed what the instruments were suggesting. There was a structure down there, a structure 3 meters below the desert floor, a structure that nature alone could never have created, something made by human hands. The digging began. The first day, nothing. The second day, nothing. But on the morning of the third day, as the first light of dawn broke across the desert, a young researcher's shovel struck something solid beneath the sand. A sharp metallic ring cut through the silence. Everyone stopped, every breath held, every heart suspended. It was not stone, it was metal. And carved into the surface of that metal were symbols unlike anything the team had ever encountered. Not Egyptian, not Sumerian, not Greek, not anything in the known record of human civilization. Completely alien, completely unknown. But that was not where the mystery began. The mystery truly began when the scientists ran the carbon dating tests. When the results came back, the entire team went still. This object was over 3,000 years old, and yet the metallurgical techniques used in its creation, the precise alloy composition, the method of inscription, were rare even by today's standards. And then came the only question that mattered: who built this? Why did they hide it? And why had this truth remained buried for so long? History has always placed Africa in the margins. The textbooks told us civilization came from Europe, from the Middle East, from Asia. But this discovery reached into that narrative and tore it apart. Because what lay beneath the Nubian sand proved that there was a civilization here, thriving, brilliant, and astonishingly advanced, at a time when the rest of the world was still in its infancy. They did not merely work with metal. They understood astronomy. They commanded mathematics so sophisticated that Europe would not arrive at equivalent theorems for another 2,000 years. And they understood something even more remarkable: how to preserve the future, how to send a message across the centuries to people they would never meet. Which raises the question that haunts every researcher who has studied this find: where did they go? How does a civilization of this magnitude vanish? Why does history carry no record of their name? The answer exists, and when it is revealed, it will shake something deep inside you. As the excavation grew deeper, more emerged. A floor structure, then another, then walls. An entire city buried beneath the desert floor, not crumbled slowly over time, but destroyed suddenly and completely, in a single catastrophic event, on a single night. And the evidence of what happened that night is still scorched into the walls. Burned stone, shattered statues, and most devastating of all, human remains. People who never made it out. People who stayed in the earth that night and never left. But even in that destruction, they had protected something. Something they had decided the future must receive. A room, a sealed room. And on the door of that room, an inscription that translated to only one thing: this is for those who arrive in the true time. When the researchers finally opened that door, what waited inside stunned the world. At the center of the chamber stood a stone slab, and carved into its surface was a map. But not only of the earth. The positions of stars were marked, the paths of planets traced, mathematical constants encoded in the stone, and inscribed prominently a date that had not yet arrived. The scientists calculated. They cross-referenced. They checked and rechecked. The date encoded in that ancient stone corresponded to a moment only a few years from today. So the question became something far more disturbing. Did they know? Did the civilization see what was coming? Did they know we would be the ones to find this? Did they know what this world was approaching? These questions have since stolen the sleep of some of the finest scientific minds on the planet, because one section of the inscription has already come true, already proven accurate, and what remains, the part not yet fulfilled, that is now the source of the deepest unease. The soil of Africa does not lie. It holds the truth of thousands of years pressed into its layers. And when that truth finally breaks the surface, the world falls silent. Today is that day. Today that secret is no longer buried. And this journey, this excavation of everything we thought we knew, it does not end here. It has only just begun.